What are you doing in my swamp? What are you doing in my swamp?
Hello everybody, this is Ogre Boy, and I'm going to be doing my review for the 2002 movie, Catch Me If You Can. This movie follows Frank Abagnale Jr., and he's a teenager who becomes a con artist and pulls off being a doctor, a Pan Am pilot, and a lawyer, all in a short amount of time before he even turns 21 years old. And he's had all kinds of scams, and he made all kinds of money and stuff, and was being hunted down by the FBI. And the movie pretty much just shows like all kinds of different things he did and stuff. And I know this movie's based on a real person and everything, but a lot of the stuff that happened in the movie didn't actually happen in real life, because of course it's a movie, so they had to change stuff around and everything. But I really enjoy this movie. I think it's a really entertaining movie with a really great cast, especially Leonardo DiCaprio. He's excellent as Frank Jr. in this movie. He's really good in this role and everything. I've always liked Leonardo DiCaprio. I think he's a really great actor. I haven't seen a lot of his movies though, but this is one of the movies that I've always loved ever since I was a kid and everything. I remember this movie came out when I was 10 years old, and I ended up watching it like right after it first came out, and didn't know what to expect or anything, and I ended up loving it. And it has a really good stacked cast too. There's a lot of people in here that I had forgotten were even in this movie and stuff. I hadn't seen this one in a while. But of course Tom Hanks plays Carl, I can't remember what his last name is. The FBI agent that is hunting Frank down. He's really good in this movie too. But he's a supporting role, which is rare for Tom Hanks. Most of the time he plays the main character in movies, so it was kind of weird seeing him take the back seat in a movie and stuff for this one, but he was really good in here. And Christopher Walken plays Frank Sr., and he's really great in this movie. He gave a really great performance. And then Amy Adams plays this nurse named Brenda, who is dating Frank and stuff in this movie, and she's really good in here. She's really young in this movie, one of her earlier roles, and she's just, even in this movie you can tell that she's really great and everything, and she gave a really great performance and everything. She has that innocence that she brought to other roles in movies like Enchanted and stuff in this movie, and she's just really good in here. And then Martin Sheen plays her dad. He's really good in here, and we get a cameo from Jennifer Gardner. It's like an extended cameo. It's like one specific scene, but she's really good in this movie too, and everything. In the little bit of screen time that she has, she kind of plays, I think she plays like a hooker or something in this movie, but she's good in here too and everything. It just has a really great cast. Everybody in this movie is really good, and the story is really well written. It's the movie's almost 2.5 hours long, and it goes by pretty fast. It's a pretty well paced movie and everything, and I've always really liked this movie a lot. And I think Steven Spielberg did a really great job directing this one. It's one of his better movies of the early 2000s. I've always loved this movie though. Really, most of the movies that he did in the early 2000s I really liked a lot and everything. So, I mean, the 2000s was a pretty good decade for Spielberg. He just didn't have as many that were like instant classics like he did in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, but all of his movies during this time were really solid movies, and this is no exception. It's a really entertaining movie. I think I like it a little bit more every time I watch it, especially now that I'm older and stuff. And at the beginning of the movie they show like a clip of him being on Frank being on a game show and stuff, and I've actually seen the episode where that he was on and everything. They've played it on the Game Show Network before and everything, so I thought that was really cool too, getting to see that, because they played it like right before the movie came out in theaters and stuff, and I remember watching it, and that was what made me interested in seeing the movie and everything. I'm honestly surprised I enjoyed it as much back then, because of it just not being something that most kids would have been into and stuff, but I enjoyed this movie quite a bit and everything. I thought Leonardo DiCaprio was really cool back then in this movie, and now I think he's still a good character, and he gives such a great performance in this movie. And I also always forget that this is technically a Christmas movie too, because most of the movie takes place during Christmas time. They show they have this thing going on where him and Carl come in contact with each other every year on Christmas Eve or Christmas night and stuff. I was like, so yeah, technically this is a Christmas movie. I never really thought about it that way though. But I really enjoyed this movie, and John Williams' score is absolutely perfect. I love his score for this movie. It has this jazzy feel to it and everything, and it works perfectly for this movie and everything. One of the best scores that he did in one of the Spielberg's early 2000 movies and stuff, and it's a really, really good movie. The costumes and sets and stuff in here are really good. They with it being set in the 1960s, everything looks really good and everything. They did a great job with this movie, and it's a really, really great movie. So I'd say I'd give Catch Me If You Can an 8.5 out of 10. It's a really entertaining movie. Every time I watch it, I like it a little bit more and everything. So but yeah, anyway, that's my review for Catch Me If You Can. Let me know in the comments what you think of this movie, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and have a good day, everybody.